In this video, I will explain to you dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis is the process to convert from one dimension to another. Another way of saying this is to convert from one unit to another unit. Let's look at an example of dimensional analysis. Let's say there are 4 students, and each of the 4 students has 3 books. My question would be, how many books in total do the 4 students have? And you'd probably say 12 books, because you used math. You did 4 times 3 and came up with 12. This is a dimensional analysis problem, and I will show you the math next. So you're probably thinking, why do I have to show the math? I answered the problem already. Well, just so you get good at dimensional analysis, I like to use a simple example first, so that way you know what's going on. So we start with what we know. We know we have 4 students. And there's something in dimensional analysis known as a conversion factor. For this conversion factor, I know that each student has or equals 3 books. Right. When I have one dimension equaling another dimension, not necessarily the numbers, that's known as a conversion factor. So when I do this in a mathematical setup, I start with what I know. I have 4 students. Now I must multiply by the conversion factor. And the conversion factor, I have to make sure that I set it up so that I'm canceling out one of the dimensions. Here I have students. I want to cancel that, so it tells me how many books I have. So students is here. I want to make sure I end up with students in the denominator of the conversion factor. That way they cancel out. And then books will be on top. So I have 1 student on the bottom and 3 books on top. Now what I have to do is the math. Let me just shrink this down. Put it up here. So now if I look at the math, 4 students times 3 books is going to equal 12 books. Students cancels out. 4 times 3 is 12. I look at the dimension I have left over, and it's books. And that's the mathematical process when using dimensional analysis to solve a problem. In the next example, I'm going to give you the information, and I'm going to have you try to figure out the dimensional analysis and the answer to the question. This example is you're having your friends over for a pizza party. There are 8 people total that are going to eat pizza. Each person will eat 3 pieces of pizza. Each pizza contains 8 slices, and each pizza costs $10. How much money will you spend on pizza for your party? Now that you've answered the question, let's see how you did. We'll look at the math. Remember, you start with what you know. You're going to have 8 friends eating pizza, and each friend, so here's my first conversion factor, I have 1 friend eating 3 slices of pizza. Right. So I have another conversion factor. I know that for every pizza I order, there's going to be 8 slices. And each pizza is going to cost $10. So I start with what I know. I have 3 conversion factors here. I'm trying to start with the number of friends I have, and then I'm trying to end up with how much money I'm going to spend. So I'm going to shrink this down here, put it up at the top. I'm going to start with what I know. 8 friends. multiply by a conversion factor. I look up at my conversion factors, and I look for the conversion factor where I'm able to cancel friends and leave me with another dimension. Here is the conversion factor I'd use. I would put friend on the bottom, and I'd put slices on the top. So writing in the conversion factor, 1 friend, 3 slices. I'm not done yet because that would leave me with the number of slices of pizza I would need. Shrink this. Putting in the next conversion factor, I want to make sure I have slices on the bottom, following the pattern. And looking up at the conversion factors, slices and pizza is a conversion factor. So I put 1 pizza, 8 slices. I need yet another conversion factor because this is just going to tell me how many pizzas I have to order. So I need pizza on the bottom. And I look up at the conversion factors, and here I have 1 pizza equals $10. So 1 pizza, $10. Shrink all this, oops, or not. Shrink this, put it there. Equals, so now I'm left to do the math. 8 times 3 is 24. Divide by 8 is 3. Multiply by 10 leaves me with a total of $30 that I'll need to spend for my pizza party so that everybody gets 3 pieces of pizza. And that is dimensional analysis. Remember, it's a way to convert from one dimension to another, or when you're going from one unit to another, it's a way to convert using conversion factors. Thanks for watching.